Most people think the key to thriving in the AI economy is learning how to prompt. But prompting is just syntax. In my opinion, the real shift is becoming someone who designs and implements outcomes with AI, not just reacts to it. And that someone, we call them AI business trailblazers. They don't wait for permission. They prototype the future, one system, one idea, one automated solution at a time. So what makes a trailblazer? Well, they're not just learning tools. They are not running after every new shiny AI tool of the week. They are leverage designers. They are workflow architects. They're adaptation machines and innovators who don't need a job description because they write their own. And in a world that's changing this fast, that kind of person does not survive. They own their future. They lead. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact mindset, model, and behaviors that make you AI-proof in 2025 by making you impossible to ignore. Not just through theory, but through the identity shift that powers every system, every outcome, and every result that AI makes possible. So why does identity eat strategy for breakfast? Well, most people try to change by downloading new tools, but real transformation doesn't start with what you use. It starts with who you believe you are. I mean, you can master ChatGPT, you can memorize frameworks, you can build automations, but if your identity is still tied to being the executor, the operator, the employee, or the freelancer waiting for instructions, or the one who follows the roadmap instead of writing it, then no tool will make you irreplaceable. Because here's the truth. Tactics are temporary, but identity is permanent leverage. So here's, in my opinion, how it works. You don't build systems because you learned to. You build systems because you see yourself as a systems thinker. You don't lead AI projects because you've taken a course. You lead them because you identify as a trailblazer, someone who designs new pathways with confidence. You don't just use AI tools because you were told to. You orchestrate them like a founder builds a team because that's who you are now. When you shift your identity, your behavior shifts automatically. Most people try to act different so they can become someone new. But trailblazers reverse that. They decide who they are first and then let that identity shape every action that follows. Because if you see yourself as an executor, as an employee, you will wait for tasks. But if you see yourself as a trailblazer, you will design your own. I hope you see the distinction. Now, imagine you're trying to run new software on outdated hardware. That's what most people are doing. But once you upgrade the operating system, once you rewire your identity, every new tool becomes fuel for momentum instead of confusion. That is what this video and this movement is about. Upgrading the internal operating system first, so the external tools actually work. Because in this new economy, your edge isn't just what you know. It's how you think, how you adapt, and what you create before others even see it coming. The trailblazers, the AI proof, aren't waiting for playbooks. They are already writing the next ones. So let's start with the trait that makes that possible. The innovator. Innovators don't wait for playbooks. They prototype the next ones. Because look, most people wait to be shown what works. Trailblazers don't. They move while others hesitate. They test while others research. And while the rest of the world waits for a new prompt pack or tutorial to go viral, trailblazers are already building, learning, and evolving. Innovation does not start with certainty. It starts with curiosity, followed by action. And AI has created a new kind of builder, not the developer, not the manager, but the architect with direction, the person who sees tools as pieces of a puzzle that no one else has fully assembled yet. And in my opinion, to be an innovator in 2025 doesn't mean that you have to invent technology. It means that you apply it incredibly creatively to solve real problems. Problems that your clients face, problems that your systems face, problems that you face. Because like Eric Ries said in the Lean Startup, the only way to win is to learn faster than anyone else. And trailblazers, or the fifth level disruptors like I call them, they take that literally. And here's the truth, you don't need to be original. You need to be resourceful. I mean, a Notion template can become a backend. A GPT workflow can become a product. A question no one's asking becomes the edge that no one is able to copy. This is what the fifth level disruptors, or the trailblazers, do. They do not just use AI, they create with it. Not for perfection, but for progress. What they believe is that they need to launch V1, get real feedback, and upgrade on signal, not fear. Because in a world where tools evolve weekly, I hope you agree with me on that one, the only ones who win are the ones who move fast and they move again. Innovation is not a role, it's a behavior, a rhythm. And the faster you adopt that rhythm, the more irreplaceable you become. All right, behavior number 2. because innovators see new tools as canvases. But the real advantage comes when you stop experimenting and you start orchestrating. Because once you can speak AI fluently, you don't just test ideas, you deploy them like a system. Because most people are playing with AI, but prompting isn't the skill. Precision orchestration is. Anyone can ask ChatGPT to write a cold email. But Trailblazers, they chain prompts across tools. They route logic based on client signals. They know when to let AI take over and where to insert human insight. They are like musicians, they're composing with AI. This is not about being technical, it's about being fluent. They don't treat AI like an app. They treat it like a co-founder that is trained to think, act, and improve with every iteration. Prompting is asking, but orchestration is architecture. And in 2025, those who can architect AI workflows, not just use them, not just talk about them, but deploy them with clarity and with intention and focus on outcomes, they will run circles around traditional operators. Because you don't need a computer science degree. You need systems thinking, outcome obsession, and the ability to ask, what should this AI actually accomplish? What's the outcome? Because if AI can think in tools, you need to think in transformations. I mean, let's be honest, most people aren't stuck because they lack intelligence. They're stuck because they're piecing together fragments from YouTube tutorials, random LinkedIn threads, and tool demos. But behind that, there's no system, no accountability, and no signal of mastery. You clearly do not need more hacks. You need a structure to build fluency with intention. If you're serious about speaking AI, not just prompting, but designing and deploying and delivering outcomes with it, then you need more than inspiration. You need immersion. And there are lots of sources and trainings that I would recommend, but the professional certificate in AI and machine learning would be a great place to start. It's delivered by Simplilearn in partnership with Purdue University Online and IBM, and it is a globally recognized career-grade program that is built to turn you into a practitioner, not a spectator. And the reason why I'm recommending this one is because you are going to gain hands-on experience through 15+ industry projects, interactive labs, and real-world tools like ChatGPT and DALL-E and Midjourney and TensorFlow and Python and LangChain and agentic frameworks and more. I mean, there's so much you're going to learn, and you will master over 13 high-demand skills, including prompt engineering, generative AI, NLP and search recognition, conversational AI, deep learning, agent building, LLMs, autonomous systems, and you will get 2 industry-grade certificates, one from Purdue University Online and one from IBM. And you'll also get access to exclusive Ask Me Anything sessions, peer support, live masterclasses, and even the Purdue Alumni Association network. I mean, this is AI fluency systematized. And if you've been looking for a way to go from curiosity to confidence to career-grade capability, then I think this is it. You will find the link in the description for more details on when the program starts and how you can sign up. And I'd like to thank Simplilearn for partnering with me on today's video. Because look, in the age of intelligent systems, fluency isn't optional. It's the new foundation, I believe. Now, speaking AI is powerful, but what happens when the landscape shifts again? That's where most people freeze, I believe. But the disruptors, the trailblazers, they've trained for this. Let me show you what fast adaptation really looks like and why this is your edge in the AI economy. Change doesn't wait, it compounds. So you want to ship before you're ready and iterate after it works. Most people wait for the world to slow down before they move, but trailblazers move while the world is shifting, not after. They value velocity over perfection, and they don't treat AI like a trend to observe. They treat it like a toolkit to deploy. Because in this new economy, you don't win by being right. You win by being early and wrong fast and better by next week. Adaptation is the new intelligence. Not what you know, but how quickly you can evolve what you know. Innovation does not come from hesitation. It comes from what IDEO calls failing faster to succeed sooner. That is the real feedback loop of a trailblazer. Trailblazers do not overplan. They observe, they experiment, they execute. They don't ask, is this tool perfect yet? They ask, can this solve a real problem today? While others are caught in decision loops, they are stacking experiments. While others debate which tool is best, they are already deploying version 1 and scheduling version 2 for next week. I mean, Jeff Bezos said that being wrong might hurt you a bit, but being slow will kill you. Fast adapters do not panic when things break. They learn fast, ship faster, and grow even faster. Because in the age of AI, speed is not reckless. Speed is revenue. And every day that you wait is a day someone else builds it first. I mean, Tony Robbins calls it CANI, constant and never-ending improvement. I know it might sound like a motivational speak or a buzzword, But this is a protocol. It's one tweak, one insight, one tiny pivot at a time. And suddenly you're not reacting to change anymore. You are compounding your advantage, because while others wait cycles chasing certainty, trailblazers create certainty through motion. Behavior number 4 is a critical one, because adapting fast gets you in the game, but staying in it, that requires another level. Not perfection, not polish, just mindset of constant iteration, where every version gets sharper and every mistake becomes signal. You don't want to scale perfection, you want to scale progress. We live in a world that is obsessed with polish, but the ones who win are the ones who ship early, learn fast, and improve constantly. Constant improvers know that every system is version 1 until it earns the next upgrade. They don't wait for clarity, they generate it through motion. If you're not embarrassed by your version 1, you probably waited too long to launch. That's something that the founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman, once said, and he is so right. This mindset separates the stalled from the scalable. They treat workflows like code: deploy, monitor, refactor. Trailblazers treat content like experiments: publish, listen, adjust. They treat mistakes like data, not failure, just feedback. I mean, in Atomic Habits, James Clear says that you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Well, constant improvers build the systems and then make them better. Not once, but every single cycle. They understand that the market isn't moved by perfection, it's moved by momentum. They are not afraid to rewire what's working, because good enough isn't good enough when better is always within reach. Look, we live in a world where AI evolves daily, weekly. Your systems should too. This is not about hustle, it's about cadence, precision through iteration, excellence through motion. Now let's move to behavior number 5. This is about leverage design. Because here's the truth. You cannot iterate your way to freedom if you're stuck doing everything yourself. Because at some point, hustle hits a ceiling. And that's when the real question emerges. What if your next breakthrough does not come from working more, but designing smarter? The future does not belong to the hardest worker. It belongs to the best architect. Most people chase productivity, but fifth lever disruptors, they chase asymmetry, outcomes that are 10 times greater than the effort. Because while others write to-do lists, they ask deeper questions like, what can be automated? What outcome can be multiplied? How can one decision ripple across the entire system? I mean, give me a lever long enough and a place to stand and I will move the world. I think Archimedes said that. And in the age of AI, the lever is digital and your job is to design where to place it. Trailblazers, the fifth lever disruptors, they don't just use tools. They architect workflows that replace effort with logic. A blog post becomes a lead magnet. A conversation becomes a product. A system runs while they sleep. They understand the power of non-linear returns. I mean, in his legendary essay, How to Get Rich Without Getting Lucky, Naval Ravikant names 4 levers of scale: labor, capital, code, and media. But in 2025, I believe there is a 5th one that is related to intelligence. AI first leverage is about automation and orchestration. It's about stacking tools and systems and content to create exponential impact with minimal input. You don't need more effort, you need better multipliers. And fifth lever disruptors or trailblazers are not working harder than anyone else. They are thinking better. They architect a business where one action triggers 10 automations and sells 1,000 products and builds 10,000 impressions. That is the mindset you want to have, because every layer compounds their results and scale without burnout. In business, the most valuable person is the one who can design systems that others run. I think that's from Dan Martell's buyback time, by the way. Look, leverage is not a luxury. It's a decision. And once you learn to design it, you never go back to trading hours again. I hope you see the impact that changing your identity could have on your future and on your success. Think about this and decide today that you are becoming a fifth lever disruptor. You're becoming a trailblazer. And if you want to hang out with other trailblazers, then you are more than welcome to come and join our free community. There is so much good stuff in there. And I'm not just talking about the free resources and the bi-weekly AI challenges that we're running, but just hanging out and talking and getting feedback from people who are exactly like you on the exact same path, looking to leverage AI and build it into their business or start an AI-powered business. You are going to get so much value out of this, and it's completely free. You can click or use the QR code here, and I cannot wait to see you on the other side. And in the meantime, like this video if you did, be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so, and also share it with anyone in your circle of friends or family who might be interested in becoming an AI business trailblazer, who wants to leverage AI into their current or future business, and who wants to make sure they're not left behind by this new AI revolution. Until next time, I suggest you go ahead and watch this video over here. Thank you so much for watching. I am so grateful that you have taken the time to watch this video till the end. I cannot explain how much I value you taking the time to watch our content. I know everyone's time is very valuable, and I am just beyond grateful that you have chosen us to use that time with. Thank you so much one more time, and I hope to see you again soon.